It happened on June 21st, 2015. Summer, boredom. No friends, no family, no job to keep me occupied. The store I worked at shut down every summer due to heat issues. No AC, no business. I remembered this place I used to pass on my way home from school. A crumbling concrete structure, barely standing, missing most of its walls. Something about it always stuck with me. Maybe it was the way the light filtered through its gaps, or how nature slowly reclaimed it. I always thought it'd make a great hangout spot, if I had anyone to hang out with. So in my boredom, I told myself, hey, why not check it out? Impulsive as ever, I grabbed my phone, slipped on my shoes, and stepped outside. It was humid as hell, but I never minded the heat. I pulled up Google Maps, retracing my old school route, taking the familiar path through a dense forest. No people. That was the point. I liked it that way. After a while, I found the school and crossed to the other side, venturing deeper into the woods. Hours passed, but I wasn't the type to tire easily. And then, there it was. The same abandoned husk of a building, frozen in time. As I pushed through the underbrush, a thought crossed my mind. This is exactly how horror movies start. I laughed it off. I was alone, no one to play into my paranoia. I stepped inside, finger guns at the ready. It was broad daylight. What's the worst that could happen? What's Jeepers Creepers gonna do? Kill me? Actually, yeah, he probably would. The ground was littered with rubble. I moved cautiously, my footsteps crunching against broken stone. The more I explored, the more I realized just how massive the place was. Room after empty room, walls crumbling, ceilings barely holding together. And then the feeling hit me. A deep, unsettling chill. I've spent years entertaining myself with fear, horror movies, scary stories, urban legends. But standing there, I felt something real. I turned to leave, but then I saw him. A skeletal old man wrapped in a thin layer of sagging skin, hunched at an unnatural angle. His back arched, stomach protruding, posture broken. And yet, despite his sickly frame, his eyes locked onto mine with an intensity that froze me in place. My brain scrambled for logic. Maybe he was homeless. Maybe he was sick. As much as I hated the idea of running, I hated the idea of being chased even more. Sir, sorry, do you live here? The way he smiled, it shouldn't have been possible. His skin barely clung to his skull, yet somehow he grinned. I took a step back. Okay, I'm gonna go. He didn't move, didn't twitch, just stood there, grinning. I turned and walked, quick but not running. Not yet. I glanced side to side, making sure no one else was creeping up on me. Still, the old man stayed put. I kept walking, heart hammering, when suddenly my foot hit something, a wooden hatch hidden beneath dust and debris. Before I could react, it collapsed beneath me. I plummeted into darkness. The impact knocked the wind out of me. My leg burned where it had scraped against something sharp, but adrenaline kept me moving. I shot to my feet, fists clenched, ready to fight off whatever the hell was down here. Above me, the opening I'd fallen through let in a dim circle of light. If that old man tried to follow, I'd made sure he'd land on the jagged rocks beneath me. I turned. The only way forward. A door. Just a single dust-covered door. I hesitated, then pushed it open. Beyond it lay a massive, dimly lit hallway. Long, endless, wooden walls lined with empty doorways. It looked like a school, but there were no desks, no chalkboards, just dust and silence. I crept forward, peering into room after room. Empty, empty, empty. Not good. My breath came faster. I reached for my phone. No signal. Of course. Could this day get any worse? I muttered under my breath. A creak. Not from me. I froze. Then I saw them. Dozens, no, hundreds, of those same sickly skeletal figures standing at the far end of the hallway, unmoving, watching. I turned and ran, blindly, desperately. My only thought was escape. I sprinted until I saw a staircase, narrow, steep. I scrambled up, tripping over myself, hands grasping at the steps, sunlight. An exit. I barreled forward out of the building into the forest. I didn't stop, didn't care where I was going. Eventually, I stumbled onto a road. Civilization, people. I gasped for air, shaking, drenched in sweat. I must have looked insane. I hailed a taxi, barely managing to type out a payment. I didn't speak, didn't explain. Just needed to get away. When I finally got home, I collapsed onto my landlord's couch. Mia, sweet, kind Mia, let me stay as long as I needed. I told her everything, and as I spoke, I saw the color drain from her face. "That place," she whispered, "that used to be a church." Aldous' home for the Lord, an ancient place, a relic. Even through war and disaster it had stood, until a hole appeared beneath it, a hole that grew, swallowing everything, and those who peered inside never spoke of what they saw. Mia told me her parents once took her there, then one day they never came home. The church was abandoned, demolished. I asked about the police. One officer had tried. He went alone. When he returned, he was a broken man, emaciated, haunted. He lost his job, lost his mind. He died soon after. Mia trembled as she spoke. She had tried to forget. I held her. I understood her fear. My parents had vanished too. I grew up alone. No guidance, no comfort, no friends. Years passed. I never forgot what I saw, and I never stopped searching for answers. A part of me still fears that place, but another part is intrigued.